Imagine spending $25 billion and still have no guarantee that your factory works. This is not a startup risk, it's a semiconductor manufacturing. Now, Elon Musk has suggested Tesla may need to build its own massive chip factory, a TeraFab, to secure future AI compute. At the first glance, it sounds consistent with his track record. He built rockets, he scaled electric vehicles, he vertically integrated batteries. So why not chips? Because building a semiconductor fab isn't like building a Gigafactory. It's like attempting atomic scale physics at industrial scale with zero margin for the error. Even Intel has struggled. Samsung fights the yield battles. Entire national strategies depends on TSMC execution flawlessly. So, the real question isn't whether Musk can raise the money, it's whether anyone outside the foundry elite can survive the economics, the physics, and the brutal learning curve of advanced chip manufacturing. Let's unpack what would this actually take. Hello and welcome back to Chips Weekly by Diana. Today we are analyzing one of the most ambitious semiconductor ideas currently circulating. Could Elon Musk actually build 20 billion chip factory? And if he tried, what would it mean for AI, vertical integration, and the global balance of semiconductor power? This isn't about personality, it's about industrial reality. Tesla's compute demand is rising exponentially. Autonomous driving requires increasingly powerful inference chips. The Dojo supercomputer requires advanced training accelerators. AI infrastructure is no longer a support system, it's a core product. Currently, Tesla relies on external foundries, primarily TSMC and Samsung. Reports indicate multi-billion-dollar agreements already exist for next-generation AI silicon. But here's a structural problem. TSMC's most advanced capacity is shared by Apple, Nvidia, AMD, Qualcomm, and others. AI demand is exploding across the industries. Access to advanced nodes is finite. If compute becomes a bottleneck for Tesla's AI ambitions, dependency becomes strategic risk, and Musk historically responds to bottlenecks by internalizing them: batteries, motors, charging infrastructure, rocket engines. So the idea of TeraFab fits the pattern. But semiconductors are a different category of the complexity. A leading-edge fab today costs between $20 and $25 billion. But capital is not a primary barrier. The primary barrier is yield. Yield is a percentage of usable chips per wafer. At advanced nodes, defect sensitivity is extreme. A microscopic particle, a slight process deviation, a nanometer-level misalignment. Any of these can reduce yield dramatically. TSMC's advantage is not just equipment, it's accumulated process knowledge. 30 years of incremental refinement, thousands of engineers optimizing atomic scale interactions. Even Intel, with decades of experience, has struggled with nodes transitions. Samsung has faced yield instability in recent generations. This is not plug-and-play manufacturing. It is industrial memory embedded in process integration. Money builds a building, experience makes it profitable. Let's examine the economics. At 25 billion must operate near full capacity to justify its capital intensity. TSMC distributes risk across dozens of customers. Apple alone accounts for a major share of revenue, but diversification stabilizes its utilization. If Tesla builds a fab primarily for internal chips, demand concentrations becomes dangerous. AI demand may grow, but it goes in cycles. Automotive volumes fluctuate. Underutilization destroys margins in semiconductor manufacturing. And there is another factor: continuous reinvestment. Every new node generation requires additional billions of capital expenditure. 2 nanometer, 1.4 nanometer, beyond. Building one fab is difficult. Sustaining generational competitiveness is exponentially harder. A single TeraFab doesn't create a roadmap ecosystem. TSMC's dominance lies in continuity. Even if equipment and capital are secured, there is another constraint: human capital. Advanced process engineers, lithography specialists, yield optimization experts, defect density analysts, these are globally scarce roles. TSMC and Intel built their engineering ecosystems over decades. Recruiting thousands of experienced engineers into a new operation would be extraordinarily difficult. This is not a software hiring. It is deeply specialized, physics-driven expertise. Talent mobility in this sector is limited, and ramp-up requires synchronized teams across multiple process modules. This may be the hardest barrier of all. There is another dimension: semiconductors are geopolitical infrastructure. The CHIPS Act in the United States allocates tens of billions of domestic manufacturing. Europe is pushing semiconductor sovereignty. China is investing aggressively to reduce external dependency. Advanced lithography tools are subject to export controls. Building a leading-edge fab requires political alignment. It requires equipment approvals. It requires supplier cooperation at the global scale. If Tesla fab wouldn't operate in isolation, it would exist inside a highly regulated ecosystem shaped by national strategy. That adds another level of complexity. Instead of competing directly at the bleeding edge, Tesla could pursue selective integration, advanced packaging, chiplet assembly, specialized mature node production. Packaging is increasingly critical in AI systems. High bandwidth memory stacking, interposers, thermal management, control over packaging can yield significant performance advantages without full wafer fabrication independence. So, in fact, Tesla has already been linked to investments in advanced packaging facilities in Texas. That path aligns more realistically with incremental vertical integration, not full foundry replacement, but strategic bottleneck control. Whether Musk builds a fab or not, that signal matters. AI companies are beginning to treat compute manufacturing as strategic infrastructure, not just as a supply relationship. If the mindset spreads, we could see greater fragmentation of foundry ecosystems, increased vertical integration among AI giants, new forms of industrial competition. But semiconductor manufacturing rewards compounded exercise, not ambition alone. So, can Elon Musk build a 20 billion chip factory? Yes, capital makes it technically possible, but competing at the bleeding edge requires more than capital. It requires yield mastery, engineering ecosystems, and political navigation. In semiconductors, experience compounds more reliably than ambitions. The deeper question may be not whether Musk builds a fab, but whether AI-driven companies will increasingly see manufacturing independence as unavoidable. If that shift happens, the semiconductor landscape could change more in the next decade than in the last 20 years. What do you think? Will AI giants build their own fabs, or will traditional giants remain the gatekeepers of advanced compute? Let me know what you think in the comments. And if you like this episode, like, share and subscribe. And as always, stay curious, stay sharp, and stay chip aware.